Dear students, I am happy to meet you through this channel. Welcome to this prose lesson, Empowered Women Navigating the World from Unit 3, 10th Standard English. This is an experience sharing of a team of Indian Navy. The incidents narrated by them would definitely give confidence to the women of today's world. Come on, let's explore it through their voice. Gone are the days where women were not allowed to study and go for jobs. They were confined to the house, particularly kitchen. But there has been a rapid change in that scenario. Many women have been successful in various fields. To name a few, Avani Chaturvedi, a pilot, Malala, the youngest Nobel Prize winner, PV Sindhu, a leading ball badminton player, and here is a successful industrialist and entrepreneur, Kiran Majumdar. So, all these ladies have been successful in their respective fields. Don't you want to become one of them? Yes, of course. You too can be a part of these successful ladies. How to go about it? Do you want to listen to a successful story of our Indian Navy? Here is a team of ladies from Indian Navy who circumnavigated the world. Let us study the expedition by a team of women from Indian Navy. Who are they? Can you see the picture? Yes, the team consists of 1. Lieutenant Commander Vatika Joshi. She is the captain or leader of the team. Next one, Lieutenant Commander Pradeep Jamwal. Third one, Lieutenant Commander Swati Patrapalli. And fourth one, Aishwarya Badapati. Who is next? Yes, Lieutenant Vijaya Devi. And finally, Lieutenant Payal Gupta. See, all these women hold a responsible position in the Indian Navy. What do they do? You can see two abbreviations here. One is LT and the other one CDR. What is that? LT stands for Lieutenant and CDR stands for Commander. That means they are holding responsible positions like Lieutenant, Commander and Lieutenant. These positions are very senior level positions in the Indian Navy. So what is the journey? Before going into the details, let us understand a few terminologies used in this expedition. First, there is an abbreviation INSV. This is nothing but Indian Naval Ship vessel. So the naval ship vessel built in-house is the Indian naval ship vessel, which was used to go around the world. Next one, Tara Tarini. Tarini stands for a sailing boat. In other words, the Tara Tarini refers to the patron deity for sailors. That means people who sail across the seas or oceans, they worship the goddess Tara Tarini for their safe journey. Next one, Navika Sagar Parikrama. What is this Parikrama? Parikrama, in other words, means a project. Then what is this Navika Sagar Parikrama? This is a project taken up by a team of women to showcase how powerful they are, to showcase how women can perform in the current scenario. So this is the project undertaken to empower women. Next one is Nari Shakti. Shakti, you know, it is power. What is Nari Shakti? This is nothing but the women power. Women have got so much power within themselves, and this project is taken up to showcase their power across the globe. Do you want to see what is the project, how they went about it, what is the learning, what is the training they undergone, and at the end, what do they want to share to people like us? Come on, let's go to the next one. The selection process. In any project, there involves a selection process to choose the right candidate. This particular navigation is expected to get people with specific skills like honesty, courage, and various survival skills. So based on this, the government had announced people who have such skills can apply for the project. Based on the notification, 30 women from the Indian Navy had applied for the expedition. Do you know, out of 30 women, only 6 women were shortlisted based on their survival skills. What is survival skills? To face the weather conditions, to repair things when something goes wrong. If there is a medical emergency, how to attend to that. So all those skills have to be there among the people who are going to take up the expedition. தமிழ்ல சொல்றதா இருந்தா இந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட்டுக்கு மொத்தம் 30 பேர் அப்ளை பண்ணாங்க. அந்த 30ல 6 பேர் மட்டும்தான் செலக்ட் ஆனாங்க. அவங்க எப்படி செலக்ட் ஆனாங்க? ஒண்ணு, அவங்க கடல் பயணத்துல பல்வேறு பிரச்சனைகளை சந்திக்க வேணும். அதை எப்படி ஃபேஸ் பண்ணலாம், அதுக்கு எப்படி தீர்வு கொடுக்கலாம். உதாரணமா ஒரு மெடிக்கல் எமர்ஜென்சி, அதை எப்படி சால்வ் பண்ண முடியும். கப்பல் ஏதான ஒரு ரிப்பேர் வந்தது, அதை எப்படி அட்டன் பண்ண முடியும். காரணம், வேற யாருமே அவங்களுக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ண மாட்டதுக்கு அங்க குரூப்ல இல்லை. மொத்தம் அந்த 6 பேர் மட்டும் தான் அந்த கப்பலே பயணம் செய்ய போகிறாங்க. ஸோ ஏதாவது பிரச்சனை வந்தால் டெக்னிக்கல் ஆகட்டும், மெடிக்கல் ஆகட்டும், வேறு எந்த மாதிரி பிரச்சனை வந்தாலும் அதை அட்டன் பண்ணுறதுக்கு உரிய தகுதிகள், திறமைகள் இவங்ககிட்ட இருந்தால் தான் அதை சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல்லாக செய்ய முடியும். அதனால்தான் அதை 30 பேரில் இந்த மாதிரி திறமைகள் கொண்ட 6 பேர் மட்டும் செலக்ட் பண்ணாங்க. The third one, support from families. This is more important because no family member would support women to take up such a long project, long voyage. So the families have to support them morally and encourage them to do the expedition. So these people, the 6 shortlisted candidates, needed support from the respective families. So this is also one of the factors considered for the selection. The other one is follow rules of navigation. Just imagine you are riding a two-wheeler. You have to be equipped with the traffic rules, how to go about on the highways, how to navigate signals, all those things. Suppose you are driving a car. You should know the mechanism of operating the car. One, the clutch, the accelerator, the brake. So all those mechanisms you must be acquainted with. ஒரு டூ வீலர் ஓட்டுறதா இருந்தாலும், ஒரு கார் ஓட்டுறதா இருந்தாலும், சாலையில் போகும்போது அதற்குண்டான சாலை விதிகளை பற்றி தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். ஒரு கார் ஓட்டும் போது ஒரு கேர் எப்படி பிடிக்கணும், கேர் எப்படி மாற்றணும், பிரேக் எப்படி அழுத்தணும், எக்ஸலரேட்டர் எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணணும், இது மாதிரி எல்லா விஷயங்களும் தெரிஞ்சாதான் நம்மளால் திறமையாக ஓட்ட முடியும். அப்படி இருக்கும்போது இந்த கப்பலில் 6 பெண்கள் மட்டும் தான் பயணம் செய்கிறாங்கன்னா அவங்களுக்கு அந்த ரூல்ஸை பற்றி தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். குறிப்பாக எந்த டைரக்ஷன் நம்ம போயிட்டு இருக்கிறோம், இது சரியான டைரக்ஷன் தானா அப்படிங்கிற தீர்மானிக்கக்கூடிய சக்தி அவங்களுக்கு இருந்தால் தான் அதை செய்ய முடியும். ஸோ ஃபாலோ த ரூல்ஸ் ஆஃப் நேவிகேஷன் இஸ் மோஸ்ட் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் திங் கன்சிடர்ட் ஃபார் தி selection. And the last one of the best rules for selection process was honesty. The team members must be honest at sea expedition, because if there is a quarrel, if there is a misunderstanding, if there is a difference of opinion among the crew members, they cannot seek assistance from others. They will have to sort out their own problems. In that case, being honest is one of the most important traits. If they want to cheat others, all the 6 members will end up with problem. So that's why the selection committee had identified honesty as one of the most important characteristics for the selection. So based on these 6 factors, the people were selected for the journey. You have just seen the selection process, how these 6 women were selected based on various traits. Is that enough? No. For any activity, we need training. We need education so that we can be successful in the process. Training is an essential part of our life. For example, a plumber needs training in basic plumbing skills, an electrician in wiring, and a cricketer in batting, bowling, or fielding skills. without basic training, nobody can perform a task effectively or efficiently. Just imagine these 6 women are going to take up the expedition, go around the world independently without external help. As we see, traveling on a road itself is a dangerous task. It involves various factors like courage, following the rules, navigating the directions, all those things. Similarly, the 6 women who have been shortlisted for the expedition need to be given training for the voyage. So what are the training they undergone? This was one of the questions posed to the team when they came back from the expedition by an interviewer. The team shared their experience, what are the training they underwent before taking up the expedition. For example, the captain Vatika Joshi says, we were given training on theoretical courses on navigation, communication, and weather prediction. So communication is one of the important aspects. How to communicate with each other, how to communicate with people off the shore. So many things are there. Second, the weather prediction. Weather can't be same in all the areas. This team is going to go around the entire world, and this involves facing weather conditions like hot weather, cold weather, and so on. So they have to predict the weather conditions. For this, they were given theoretical courses on predicting the weathers. Next one, hands-on training. What is hands-on training? As I told you earlier, they are going to travel alone. That means only 6 people are there. No other person will be there to help them for any emergencies. In case of a repair, they have to work on that. They have to get a solution. So for this, they were given hands-on training in attending to the mechanical work or the electrical work also. Next one is basic training at Indian Naval Watermanship Training Center, Mumbai. One of the team members shared that they were given basic training at one of the reputed training centers, that is Indian Naval Watermanship Training Center at Mumbai. So this equipped them with the basic skills. Now comes the navigating skills. That navigating skills were given at the Southern Naval Base at Cochin. So you can see how training plays a vital role in one's life. As a team member, Aishwarya says the basic training at Naval Watermanship Training Center in Mumbai helped them understand the nuances of mechanism, nuances of navigation. And finally, they were given navigating training itself. That means they were allowed to sail on INSV Mahaday to Mauritius and Cape Town in 2016 and 2017 for 3 years. That means Before taking up the expedition, with the help of others, they sailed across Maldives to Mauritius and Cape Town in the year 2016 and 17. This gave them the confidence of sailing alone. Yes, the selection process over. The team was selected. They were given sufficient training, and the day has come to start their journey, the successful journey. The crew started the journey on 10th September 2017 from Goa. You know, Goa is a major port in India. It is the major port for trade and commerce. Not only that, it is one of the important ports for training also. So the crew started the journey. Yes, the important occasion, the important journey in the history of India was 10th September 2017. They started on their journey. The expedition was in 5 legs with 4 stopovers. You know, this is going to be a long journey. Without the help of others, only the 6 team members will help themselves to face any challenges. However, to mitigate the problems or to face any emergencies, they were given permission to stop at particular ports. Why? What's the need for that? See, it is a long journey, so they need provisions. That means to prepare food, they need provisions. To fill up the fuel for the tank, they need to seek help from any ports. Otherwise, they cannot travel further. So, with the thing keeping in the mind, the team was allowed to stop at 4 areas or 4 ports. First, they stopped at Fremantle, that is one of the major ports in Australia. Second, they stopped at Littleton, it is in New Zealand. Third one, Port Stanley, it is in the Falklands. And finally, the team stopped for a while at Cape Town, it is in South Africa. The major reason being refuel or get the fuel tank filled up, buy necessary provisions for their cooking, etc. So this is one of the important thing for their stopover. And believe me, the team, the ship had traveled around the globe for 254 days. Just imagine, they traveled for a long period of 254 days, and in these 254 days they traveled very long. To take rest for a while, they stopped at only 4 locations or 4 ports for a brief period. And the team, after the successful journey of 254 days, returned to India, returned to Goa port on 21st May 2018. Just remember, the journey started on 10th September 2017 and ended on 21st May 2018. So it's a long journey. You can just imagine how many problems they would have faced, how many skills they would have exhibited, how many things they would have celebrated. Even at home, we celebrate many festivals, many birthdays during our life. But just imagine how these people encountered all these issues. Let us see the thing in the coming pages. Dear students, we all have been gifted with various skills. For example, one may be very good at reading, the other one at writing, the third person may be good at handwriting. So all those skills are there. To do any activity, we must develop skills to be successful in our work. Here, the 6 women team, though they were trained on various skills, they do possess some inherent skills, and these inherent skills are skills given by God, helped them face the situation effectively. The team captain shared her experience. How well were their team members? First one, she said all the team members were trained equally. That means, as I told you earlier, training is most important. So the training must be given equally for all the team members. So they underwent training at various locations, and all people were given the same training. That is very important. One at the basic training center, other one is at the Goa port. Not like that. They were given training on all skills equally, because if one of them fails to face the problem, it will be the failure of the team. So the training was given equally for all the team members. Second important quality for the team was group discussion to solve problems. That means if they face any problem, they sit together and discuss the problem and come out with various solutions. Finally, they choose the best solution for the problem. So the group discussion helped them solve the problems easily with the help of all the team members. She says that while they were traveling, in case they face a storm in the midway, how to face this storm, how to resolve that issue, the team leader says, out of the 3 members, out of the 6 members, 3 members would be out on watch, how the storm is, how much forceful, in what direction it is moving. Such things will be watched by the 3 members who are standing outside. The balance 3 members, they will be sitting inside their cabin doing other activities. So this was the major quality or the trait, is forms part of the teamwork to solve the issue. The captain of the team, Vartika Joshi, shared her experience. In the South Pacific, we encountered a storm where the seas were almost 9 to 10 meters high and the winds were picking up to 60 to 70 knots. What is the knots? Knots is a unit of speed equal to 1 nautical mile per hour. If you want to be precise, it is 1.852 kilometer per hour. That means the storm was so terrific. It was moving in a fast pace. So how to face the situation? It is nothing but a hurricane-like force. So it was very difficult to face the situation. But however, the captain says we managed to overcome the issue with the help of each other. But again, she says it was a blissful experience when something or someone broke down. That means they need to be aware of the mechanism. In case of any emergency, if any problem occurs in the ship, they got to attend to that, rectify the problem among themselves. So it was a blissful experience, she says. So all these individual skills and the teamwork skills helped them navigate the world successfully. The training they undergone, the group discussion to solve the problems, and the blissful experience when something went wrong, all those things helped them manage the situation successfully. So during the interview, the interviewer asked the team, what were the exciting moments during the trip? We know that any trip has got different exposure or experience. This is an expedition which has various challenges to be faced. So the interviewer asked the team, what were the exciting moments during the trip? To this question, the team captain, Lieutenant Commander Patika Joshi, says, while crossing the Tasman Sea, they witnessed the Southern Lights. The Southern Lights is a brilliant, rare phenomenon. It looks like as if the entire sky was lit up in green light. So it was one of the best experiences they had during the trip. Second, the captain says there were dolphins swimming like neighbors. Many dolphins were swimming and coming nearer the ship. So it seemed as if they are the neighbors to the team. So they enjoyed that scenario. They came across a dead sperm of whale. From a distance, it looked like an island for them. So only when they went nearer the sperm whale, they could notice it was a dead sperm whale. But how to identify or confirm it was a sperm whale? Patika Joshi says, though we are not experts or specialists in that particular field, we Googled it so that we gather more information about the species. So Google has helped them in many ways to update their knowledge. The next question was posed to the team. How did your crew spend time deep in the sea. It was a long journey and there are only 6 members. So how to enjoy the journey? How to make the journey a useful, enchanting one? For this question, one of the team members, Swati, explains, during circumnavigation, we picked up some hobbies like preparing of golgappas and cakes. What is this golgappas? Yeah, it's very simple. Yeah, we used to take it every day. Do you know what is a golgappa? Nothing but it is the pani puri which we get it from the roadside shops. So golgappas, Swati says they prepared golgappas and cakes, and Swati herself was very good at cooking. She prepared various dishes and served to the members. She adds that the team captain Vartika was very much interested in reading books. She read books on Ramayana, comics, etc. Besides, she says we were involved in quilling and craft work. So they spent time or enjoyed the timing doing such activities during the journey. One of the most important factors that Joshi explained was there was a bioluminescence over the sea. What is this bioluminescence? It was the shining, it was the lighting of the species in the sea. While they swim in the or across the seas, it was shining like big lights. So it was the natural light created on the surface of the species, and that is called bioluminescence. It was so adventurous that the team members visited various places, celebrated festivals like Diwali, birthdays of the team members, and the first birthday of the boat, and they celebrated crossing the equator and international dateline. So all these incidents took place during this adventurous trip, and all these things have been shared in an enjoyable manner by the team members during the interview process. The interviewer asked one of the important questions. What is that? She asked, what motivated you to fulfill the country's expectations? To this question, one of the team members, Swati, answers. She says, we knew that the entire country was watching us and praying for us. So we never wanted them to have a single day thinking that we are in trouble. What a great confidence she expressed. As everyone in the country was watching the journey, she says she doesn't want to disappoint anybody in the country. All are praying for us. So we determined that we finish this expedition successfully without any problem. And finally, today we are able to complete the journey, though facing many challenges during the journey. We are successful today because of the prayers of all the people of our country and the support given by the government of India and the entire team members. So this was the statement made by Swati. Now comes the last question to the team. As a woman, How would you consider this expedition? This is most important, no? We all know that this is an all women team. Nobody is there to help them. So how to circumnavigate the world, how to face the challenges, how to prepare themselves for the unexpected events. So all those things. Now the captain, Vatika Joshi, shares. She says, it is a matter of great honor and we couldn't have imagined anything better for our cast off. Of course, being an all-women team, it is a great boost to women in the country. She concludes, it was a morale to all the women in the country to take up sailing, not only sailing, any profession which, which is of their choice. So this gives confidence and courage to all the women in the country to take up the profession of their choice. இந்த குழு தங்களுடைய பயணத்தை முடித்து திரும்பிய போது தங்கள் எண்ணங்களையும் தங்கள் அனுபவத்தையும் பகிர்ந்து கொண்ட போது அந்த குழு தலைவி சொல்கிறார், இது ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய சேலஞ்ச், மிகப்பெரிய ஆனர், மிகப்பெரிய மரியாதை. அனைத்து பெண்கள் அடங்கிய ஒரு குழு இவ்வளவு பெரிய சாதனை புரிந்திருப்பதற்கு மிகப்பெரிய காரணம் நம் தாய்நாட்டு எங்களுக்கு அளித்த மிகப்பெரிய ஊக்கம், எங்கள் அரசாங்கம் எங்களுக்கு அளித்த ஊக்கம். ஆனால் அதே நேரத்தில் நான் ஒன்றை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ள விரும்புகிறேன். இந்த பயணம் நிச்சயமாக அனைத்து மகளிருக்கும் ஒரு புதிய உற்சாகத்தையும் உத்வேகத்தையும் அளிக்கும் என்பதில் எனக்கு எந்த ஒரு சந்தேகமும் கிடையாது என்று அந்த தலைவி கூறுகிறார். அது மட்டுமா, நாங்கள் எதிர்கொண்ட அத்தனை பிரச்சனைகளையும் தீர்ப்பதற்கு எங்கள் குழு உறுப்பினர்கள் தங்களுக்குள் இருந்த திறமைகளை வெளிப்படுத்தினார்கள். நாங்கள் பிரச்சனை வரும்போது எங்களால் இயன்ற அளவுக்கு முடிந்து போராடி வெற்றி பெற்றோம். அதே நேரத்தில் பல சோதனைகளை கடந்து வந்தோம், பல விஷயங்களை கற்றுக்கொண்டோம். கூகுள் என்கிற மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு சாதனம் எங்களுக்கு உதவியாக இருந்தது. அதே நேரத்தில் நாங்கள் பல தீபாவளி போன்ற பண்டிகைகளையும் கொண்டாடினோம். இரு குழு உறுப்பினர்களுடைய பிறந்தநாளையும் கொண்டாடினோம். எங்கள் கப்பலின் முதல் பிறந்தநாளையும் கொண்டாடினோம். ஸோ இவை அனைத்துமே எங்களுக்கு ஒரு புதிய உத்வேகத்தையும் உற்சாகத்தையும் அளித்துள்ளது. இது கண்டிப்பாக அனைத்து மகளிருக்கும் அளிக்கும் என்று நாங்கள் நம்புகிறோம் என்று கூறினார். At the end of the journey, this was the morale developed by our team. So after coming back from the journey, the adventurous crew met the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi. The Prime Minister congratulated the team for the successful achievement, successful expedition. Besides, the Honorable President of India, Sri Ramnath Kovind, also congratulated the team for their successful expedition and expressed that gives a great morale to all the women in the world. Now I just want to explain a few words which are new to them, which are new to you, used in the lesson. What are those words? Anticipate. That means to forecast something or to expect something which is going to happen in future. Apprehensive. What's the word apprehensive mean? It means being anxious or fearful about the things which are going to happen. And next word, auxiliary. Auxiliary means something extra or something additional or a substitute for our need. Next word, circumnavigate. This is the word used for the expedition. Circumference, we know, it means the area or the surface of the circle, circumference. Navigation means going round or a travel. So here the word circumnavigate refers to travel around the world. Consonants. That means we have to agree. If you come up with a problem, if there is a team involved, they should agree with other team members. The best solution given by the member should be agreed upon by others. That is the agreement. What is expedition? Expedition is nothing but a journey or a voyage. It's a travel or a trip, a successful voyage. The team member during the interview process mentioned about the indigenously built ship. What is indigenous? Today, technology is growing in a rapid pace. For example, information technology is upgrading itself tremendously. If we fail to update ourselves, we will fail in the profession. So we must update ourselves in the development of any technology. Here, indigenously refers to updating the technology, developing the technology within ourselves or within the country and develop the same process or same product with our resources. Here, the ship which was developed naturally or inherently using the technology within us is called indigenous development. Replenishment. What is replenished? As you know, the team during the expedition stopped at 4 places to replenish something. That means they had the provisions or things required for the cooking, etc., with a limited stock. So once they get exhausted, they should restore it or get back from other areas. That is called replenishment. That means restoration of the stock. Not only that, the ship fuel tank has got limited capacity. So once they exhaust the stock, they should replenish the fuel in other areas. Okay. Now skipper. It is nothing but leading the team. It is but steering the team. Okay. As we know, Lieutenant Commander Vatika Joshi was the team of the crew, the team. She skippered the team. She led the team, okay, successfully to meet the expectations of all of us. So it was a wonderful journey and led by the captain Vatika Joshi. So my dear students, so far we have seen the process of selection, the training undergone by the team, the various challenges or problems they faced during the journey, the festivals they celebrated during the journey, some of the important features like bioluminescence that they witnessed during the journey. All those things have been discussed in detail. I am sure this will help you grasp the points shared by the team with the interviewer in a detailed manner. Now comes the assessment part. There are many questions given at the page number 66 in the textbook. Please refer to the questions and I am sure you will be able to answer those questions with the help of the presentations made here. Refer to the book, refer to the textbook, and correlate with the points discussed in this presentation. I am sure you'll be able to successfully answer all the questions. All the best. Take care. So this will definitely give a morale boost to all the students, particularly the girls. Enjoy your time, my dear students. So thank you very much, my dear students. I am sure this presentation helps you grasp the lesson in a detailed manner, answer the questions confidently, besides giving a morale boost to all the students, particularly the girls. Okay, enjoy your time. Thank you very much for the nice listening. Thank you very much. Signing off, Shiv Prasad from Krishnagiri. Thank you again.